Welcome back again. I'm Mike Thompson, and today we would like to ask Mr. Michael to share with us the attitude of those who will join to English for Three about participating and how we can get involved into English for Three. So, Mr. Michael.
Thank you so much. As we spoke about in the past, in the prior video, there is a commitment here of time but also of participation. And participation is not just showing up. Participation is being who you are in the group of three. And a starter is as important as a flyer, as important as a mover. We're all very important to each other, and we have to participate, and we do that by speaking out loud without thinking about what we look like, what we sound like. We are who we are, and we can't be shy. If somebody comes into this group and they're shy, there's going to be a problem, because there's no way we can make somebody imitate us. There just isn't. We have to be who we are, with our stories or our bandages or our pink shirts or wondering what was just said. We have to be who we are. That's very important. This is, it's a commitment of time, but it's also a commitment to participate and to feel foolish, to feel a little foolish sometimes. It's easy if you're alone watching the television with the puppets to talk like a puppet. Yes, Bert, how are you? I'm okay, Ernie, what do you say? You imitate the voices, you get drawn into it. What is it? It's imitation, it's practice. It's how children learn the language, so that they went to kindergarten or preschool at 4 or 5 years old and they could speak to college-educated people. That cannot be disputed.
Yes.
Not one bit. So, can I say some good news?
Yes, please.
All right. When I started helping in the U.S. with English for new arrivals there, we had people from Vietnam, Cambodia, mainland China, Eastern Europe, South America. And I was with a lady, and she had a master's degree in this. Her name was Ms. Gentry. And she was a wonderful, loving person. And she told me a secret. There's something called the strangest secret, and I'll talk about that someday. But this is a real funny secret about English. And it made all these different groups so relaxed to learn English. This is the secret. Most Americans speak on a level everyday English. They're speaking everyday English on the level that an 8-year-old child can understand them.
Yes.
8 years old. So when we're in a group like this, if we can reach 8 years old, you can get a ticket to the U.S. and go anywhere and talk to anybody, because even adults are talking at a level 8 years old, an 8-year-old child. To illustrate this, let's say an 8-year-old child has witnessed a crime. They were out riding their little bicycle down the street. They saw a man come out of a bank building. He had a bag full of something in his hands. He had a gun in the other hand, and he got into a green car, and the kid saw his face. And he tells his parents, I saw this at a bank, just like on television. The parents put it together. Our son witnessed a felony, a crime today, armed robbery of a bank. They take the child to the police. And here's a child who's 8 years old, speaking to police officers, speaking to state attorneys. And they say, did you see the man? Yes, I did. If you saw his picture, could you point it out to us? Yes, I could. And here's an 8-year-old child talking to policemen and prosecutors about catching a criminal and destroying his life. He's going to deprive him of his rights for 20, 30, 40 years, but not without the judge. The judge will take the child in, speak to the child, and not ask the child about what they witnessed. That's out of line. But they'll speak to the child. What did you see? I saw a man running out of the bank. What do they do in the bank? What's where you go to get money. And what was in his hand? He had a gun in his hand. What did it look like? It was black. It looked like on TV. Did it look like this? And the judge would show a picture. Now an 8-year-old child is speaking to a judge, somebody who has the ability to take somebody's rights away for a long, long time. And that judge becomes satisfied that this garden variety, everyday 8-year-old child saw a crime and can identify the man. There's court. The man is there with the police behind him, and the child gets on the stand. And what's your name? Oh, my name's Bobby Miller. And where were you on a certain day? I was riding my bicycle in front of the bank. And what did you see? I saw a man run out with a bag and a gun. Is that man in the courtroom today? Yes, sir, he is. Where is he? He's sitting right there between those two men at that desk. This is an 8-year-old child.
Yes.
They can speak enough to convince a judge that they're a witness.
Yes.
And they're only 8 years old. They didn't go to the English Center. They didn't go to witness school, nothing like that. It's just 8 years old. So if a flyer is university trained and a mover is high school only,
Yes.
and a starter is just a working man that wants to help his daughter learn English a little bit better, we're only talking 8 years old here. We're not talking PhDs, master degrees, anything else. If you're 8 years old, you can follow TV. You can read newspapers. You can read on the internet. You can watch wonderful old movies. That's another thing with the newspaper. That is not written for people who have graduated from high school. It's written for people who less than a high school education. So don't let American English throw you off. I once heard, it wasn't proven, that you only need to know 250 American words or phrases to get by.
Yes.
In English in America. Other countries it might be different. So this is some good news. We just want to get ready to talk to an 8-year-old. Wow, I can do that. That's reasonable. And so is English for 3. It's very reasonable. Very reasonable. And that's a little bit of good news. I'm wondering, should I tell the bad news?
Please.
I'll say it again, and I'm talking to the flyers. You can lose your knowledge of English in 2, maybe 3 years. And your life will be so busy,
Yes.
you'll never get it back.
Yes.
It'll be gone forever. But if you teach it as a flyer in a group like this, it can only sustain, at least sustain. It can possibly get better.
Yes.
It could put you in touch with other people. And there's 2 reasons people are on the earth. And the second one is to help other people with what
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
So if you know English and you're walking around, you have an awful burden on you. It's like being a nurse or a doctor and walking past an accident scene.
Yes.
You know the first thing you do at the accident is stop the bleeding. Well, I'd love to stop the bleeding, but I'm busy. I have to meet a lady.
Yes.
Now you're the doctor, you're the nurse, stop the bleeding.
Yes.
You always you have to do that. And if you know English, I just want you to feel a little pricked in the heart. If you're not teaching it to somebody else, Vietnam is a little lacking.
Yes.
'Cause that's how we're going to pull it out and make it a greater country than what was given to us. One more thing about Vietnam and English. I wish Vietnam would stay as traditional as possible, with as little English spoken as possible. But there's aviation, there's banking, there's financing, there's medicine, dentistry, there's hotel workers, cab drivers. It helps them make an income,
Yes.
a more secure income by knowing a little English. So that's how we can help other people, their children, their dreams, just by reviewing English. It's good for us, it's good for the flyer, it's good for the starter. It's a labor of love, it really is, because this is free. You know, this is, all you're investing in this is your heart and your time. So it has to be a big return to you.
Exactly.
It has got to come back to you. Yeah, because there's two purposes for a person in life, and it's the second one. Help people with what you know.
Yes, and I think in the
Yeah.
Bible, God said, if you want to be the first, you need to be the last.
Yeah.
If you want to be the great, you need to be a slave of all.
Yes.
So the only thing for us to be better and to have a bigger influence is about serving others, and in this case is helping others improve their English.
Yes.
And I think your example about the nurse and the doctor causing by the accident scene, and I think the first thing they need to do is about like stop the bleeding. It's
Yes.
so true. So if we apply the same attitude like that in helping people learn English, I think many people will learn English better, and as you said, it will improve their job and improve their education, and also help them improve their life by getting more income. Is
Yes.
so important. So thank you, Mr. Michael,
Yes.
for sharing with us again very profound understanding and the solution for English, and we all be thankful for your heart for this country and for this Vietnamese people. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank
And
you.
I for sure that we will ask you to come back here to share with us more. Your wisdom and understanding will be the things all of us will be benefit from. So thank you, and we would like to say like see you in the next video. Thanks.